This is a TLDR tier list for next week's Mutation. This is based on solo play because your ally is a random factor that cannot be accounted for. Also, this is based on above average co-op knowledge. Mechanical skill is not that important in co-op. Adjust these rankings based on your own knowledge and skill level. Alright, Power Overwhelming is a bit of a luck-based mutator because if you're unlucky, things will just go south for you, but if your luck is okay, then you'll get better spells. Yeah. So Carax, even though there's alien incubation, the aliens don't actually do that much damage, and your structures don't care that much about spells. So you can use P1, camp the temple, and then like every hybrid wave, you just click Chrono Wave, and then everything just disappears. So yeah. Immortals are a bit of a problem, but I think I overestimate them because, especially for Carax, you can just like blast them. You just blast them away and they won't destroy your buildings. So very good. Against non-immortals, then yeah, well, even easier. The haka is good because you can send creeper hosts and then kill everything that's in a lane. And then you can have like two different sets of hosts on different sides to kill most of the things. You make sure you have primal worms so that the alien incubation broodlings have a place to hit, have something to hit that's not the temple or your base. Because if they get too close to your base, they're gonna cast spells on all your workers and you're gonna lose a lot of stuff. So you don't want that to happen. After that, yeah, you pretty much just creeper host everything. And pack leaders will also do a lot of work. The haka himself can also do work because you just jump on the broodlings and then they all die. Tykus, also good because this is like what, a B+2 or something? Very easy. You can play Together Wolf, P0, you can play P1, even P1 works here. You can play P2, of course, doesn't matter what you use. Just make sure you get Blaze at some point to burn all the little guys. Abathur is gonna be here. It's hard for him to get a Brutalist because you're going to waste a lot of nests on the Broodlings, but once he gets a Brutalist, things will be a lot better. Later on, you can get Ravagers because they can get rid of PDDs a lot easier, or you can use Swarm Hosts because Swarm Hosts can just outlast the enemies, and then your Brutalists will be going around cleaving the Broodlings to death. Nova is good because P1 shotgun mode kills all the broodlings, and then you have liberators to clean up all the ground units. You can also use liberators to clean up some of the air units, or you can airstrike them and they will also die. The only units that don't die to an airstrike are battle cruisers, and that's only one kind of enemy. And even so, they're not stronger, so there's no Avenger buffing them. You just throw some Seeker missiles in addition to your airstrike, and they will go away. Swan is pretty good. So he has a different problem compared to Carax. So he can burn the alien incubation guys, but he doesn't have a good answer to immortals. If you try to use wraiths, then they might cast spells on you. So you're gonna rely on buildings more than usual. But unlike Carax, Swan cannot just like kill enemies on demand with energy or anything like that. You do have cooldowns, but if you're defending two sides, you can't defend both sides at once. You may suffer quite a few losses if they continue to like web your stuff, then you're just kind of screwed. So he's good against most things. So he's still strong, but not as strong as Carax. Stetman does not care about anything. So Igor plus Ultralisk use P2, Igor, everything dies, and then Ultralists clean up the broodlings that result. If there are air units, you add Hydras. That's about it. Artanis is not good against alien incubation. So you can use like P1 Storm, but hopefully you're fighting a weak comp because if you're fighting a comp with a lot of HP, one Storm might not do it. And then you have to keep storming. You have to like storm twice to kill some enemies. Then the resulting broodlings need some more storms and you're gonna run out of energy pretty fast. So not the best for him. And PDDs stop his goons and tempests. So nothing really good going his way. Of course, this is not too difficult, so he's just mid. Phoenix is good. So here, Phoenix kills everything except air units, The problem with air units is that if they cast spells and stuff, it takes longer for like the enemy, like your guys to kill the air units, especially if like your mojo gets stuck in a fungo or a black hole. It takes some time to kill them. But Caldalis will just be on the ground. If you're fighting air hybrid, that's just like later on you'll fight like 5 of them in the air, and Caldalis can't do anything about it. So it kind of sucks in that sense. But other than that, he's just fine. Carrian, she's all right. I would say don't use P3 because like if you're fighting Zerg as P3, you're gonna get surrounded and it's gonna suck. But if you're using P0, you can just slide back and forth and kill everything. You can even use P1 for stronger ground units to deal with the broodlings, stronger lurkers or ultralists to deal with broodlings. That can work. But Carrigan notoriously sucks against air, and this time is no different. Hydralisks will melt to air units because they will also cast spells and stuff. That's really bad too. Han and Horner, not so great against power overwhelming because PDDs take out their strike fighters, and strike fighters are some of their best tools. And I would use P1. You just mass Hellbats, and hopefully the fear stops them in their tracks. Hellbats also good against the broodlings. Hopefully fight a ground comp. If you're fighting air comp, well, good luck. Zerat, early on you rely on your legions, and then later on you have lots of cannons. Cannons don't care about power overwhelming. Zagara is good, except that if you're fighting an air comp, you better be good with your bile launchers. If not, you better position your spine crawlers in a good place because there will be lots of broodlings, and if they slip by, they're just gonna destroy your bile launchers or even get to your mineral line, and that sucks a lot. Zagara, not great against alien incubation because you also waste a lot of banelings clearing them up. And also, Zagara's little guys, the lings and scourge and banelings, are very susceptible to AoE spells, and that will ruin her day. Stuk is good, except that if there's air, then you will need some liberators. If there are early on, a few Diamondbacks can work, but later on, there might be so many of them casting spells everywhere. Against a ground comp, doesn't matter because tanks can shoot them from such a far distance, and they will pretty much hit your building while your tanks get free reign from the back. Mank's very good because you have P3 troopers. If something bad is about to happen, you just make some guys get out of the bunker. When they explode, they'll AoE all the things that are giving you trouble. And against Immortals, you can like send them out in advance and let them blow up and deal with them that way. You can also ESO. You don't even need that many. You just have like 6 to 8 of them, and they'll blast a lot of the enemies before they even get close. Allarak does not like power overwhelming. Fortunately, the enemies aren't too strong here, so Mothership is really good. Supplicants they'll keep Allarak alive, and then you have overcharge, so that's good. You can later on, if somehow you get Ascendants with enough stacks, then you can also cast Ascendant spells for more AoE. Voroon hates AoE, so you can wall them out with the Dark Pylon Wall, but if you're not fighting Terran, they're going to see your stuff and destroy your base. Lack of AoE means it's hard to clear a lot of the broodlings that result from the enemy deaths. And with power overwhelming, they might cast spells on you even during time stop, which really sucks. And then Raynor can spawn camp ground enemies, but if there's air enemies, you need missile turrets or bunkers, and they will also kill all the spider mines that you have placed at the entrance, or they will cast spells like fungal and also trigger all the spider mines, wasting a lot of money. So not really good for him. Just it really depends on the enemy comp. If you're using P1, you can get like if you're fighting a weak comp, then yeah, fat firebats can deal a lot of work. But if you're fighting like an air comp and you can't use Bile because they'll die to AoE spells, then well, you're kind of screwed. That's it for this tier list. You can extrapolate this info to your duel runs. Good luck with the mutation.